So hello everyone, I'm from Team ZerothResponders, and I want to run through a scenario that actually happens in Toronto every single day. Let's say Bob, a middle-aged man, collapses on the street, not breathing, and undergoing cardiac arrest. He needs CPR and a defibrillator immediately. And someone sees him fall and calls 911, and soon paramedics are sent to help him. However, in Toronto, it can frequently take over 11 minutes since the initial call was placed for the ambulance to get to Bob's location. And every extra second can be the difference between life and death, as for every extra minute that goes by without help, his odds of survival drop by almost 10%. So in those 12 minutes, a dispatcher sends paramedics to help you, but they're not the only ones who could help. If someone were available, certified to respond, and nearby, they could get to you quickly and help you. And this is where ZerothResponders comes in. Certified volunteers who can get to the scene of an emergency before first responders, as the name suggests. And they do this with the help of the Zeroth software, which seamlessly integrates with 911 dispatch systems. Now when an emergency comes in, an alert is issued to all volunteers that match these three criteria. So by going back to our scenario, but this time with ZerothResponders in the picture, here's what it would look like. When the call is placed, Alice, a nearby CPR certified civilian, is notified of Bob's location. She is then able to grab a nearby defibrillator and then begin CPR, cutting the original response time in half and greatly improving Bob's odds of survival. So here's what using the Zeroth mobile app would look like for a responder. They'd receive an alert indicating that someone nearby needs their help. Then, should they choose to accept, they'd be provided with a map for how to get there, as well as any medical details from the dispatcher. And additionally, should the emergency require a defibrillator, the app will show them how to get one near them. So there have been several studies that validate the use of volunteer response networks, and I want to highlight one from the Netherlands, which used text message alerts to respond to cardiac arrests. And they found that they were able to improve survival rates by over 69%, and their system reports an average response time of 1 minute and 40 seconds today. So, since shorter response times have been shown to lead to higher survival rates, as well as lower healthcare costs during recovery, a similar response time in Toronto would save over 3,200 lives and $33 million every year. Now, there are several organizations that use volunteer response networks to respond to emergencies, but they all focus exclusively on cases of cardiac arrest, which are only 1.5% of medical 911 calls. We decided to go quite a lot further, and we've identified a wide range of emergencies that ZerothResponders would be able to help with, which make up 62% of these calls. So to sum up, our responders are certified and their certifications are verified. They are supported at the emergency by other responders. They'll be protected from liability by the Good Samaritan Act, and they can be equipped with medical gear so they can handle some of the most critical emergencies, like overdoses. So we would sell our software to emergency dispatch centers and provide integration as well as support. And in exchange, we would collect an annual license fee starting from $25,000 for the smallest communities, and then that would grow based on the population served. We've already received support from the Mayor of Toronto, John Tory, who said that'd be interesting to run a pilot project. And then we are in the early stages of planning this pilot with the city, and we've also received interest from these other organizations. And then we look forward to working with them and making emergency services faster, smarter, and better. Thank you very much.